What's going on, you guys? Thank you so much for joining me back on my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. Today, I'm actually going to be talking about something I get questions on all the time. I've seen a few videos floating around YouTube as to if the Nissan 350z/370z are good daily driving cars. I've been daily driving this car for about a year and a half now. A lot of the most popular videos I've seen on this topic are why it's not a good daily driver. I'm going to give you guys my points as to why I think it is a good daily driver and how I've been able to make it work. So I could only really think of three things that would hinder you from not being able to daily drive this car over a normal car. So if you can figure out a way to make it work with these three things I'm going to explain to you, then it should be totally fine. There should be no problems at all. So the very first thing I wanted to talk about with the Nissan 350z is that the storage space inside is actually really good. I have a Mazdamiata as well, and the storage space inside that car is pretty much close to zero. I mean, the doors have no cubbies in them on either side, and then you also get like a little shelf on the top back where the convertible sits. But referring to this car, once you pop the hatch, there's plenty of trunk space for like any type of, general errands you'd be running throughout the day, whether it's groceries, you're going to pick up laundry, you drive to school, or just like small things that you'd normally do throughout the day. This is going to be totally fine. Behind the two seats, there's actually huge glove boxes as well, and then two tiny little glove boxes above those. So as far as like cubbies and storage, like you got this middle one, you got the center console as well. So as far as storage, there's plenty of room and you should have no problem. And this kind of leads me to my next point about why it's going to be a little difficult to live with this car. If you plan on moving like large things, like you have a dresser or a bunk bed or like anything large like that, you're probably going to end up having to rent like a U-Haul or a trailer, or hopefully you know somebody that has a truck or something, just to make it easier, because obviously you're not going to be able to get a desk in here, or like even like a desk chair maybe will be pretty hard. I think a U-Haul truck, like a 10-foot U-Haul truck that you'll be able to haul everything in, is about 20 bucks for the whole day. But if you can get by with that, this car will be no problem as far as storage and utility, like usability. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is actually going to be that the car actually gets pretty good miles per gallon, city and highway. I think combined I get about 21. I think it's like between 18 and 20 city, and I think 21 to 25 on the highway, which I think is actually really good for a car in this class. So gas prices aren't going to be a huge thing. Obviously, if you live in California and it's $3.95 a gallon for premium, there's really nothing you can do about that. I guess you might want to get a Prius or a Tesla or something, but we want the exhaust sound. We want the engine. Like we want, fun, crazy, exciting driving, Teslas are cool and all, but we want exciting driving. So that actually brings me to my third point. This car is actually a ton of fun to drive. And to be honest with you, as far as a daily goes, I always thought that I spend so much time in the car going from point A to point B and then back, that all that time I spend in the car, I want to be able to enjoy myself, whether it's with an awesome sound system or the drivability of the car is great. This 350z does that for me perfectly. I mean, every time I get in this car and drive it, it puts a huge smile on my face, whether I'm just going to McDonald's or, I'm driving to school. Starting this thing in the first thing in the morning literally is the best way to wake up. Like, I look forward to driving this car to school in the morning, which is such a huge, if you have trouble getting to school on time, I would definitely look into a fun car, because you look forward to driving it in the morning. So those are basically three of the reasons why I think you can daily drive this car no problem, and one of the reasons why you can't. Here are two other reasons why I think it's going to be a little difficult for you to daily drive this car every day. They're really not that big though. If you can get by with it, it's going to be no problem. So the first one's going to be, some don't have cruise control. Like for instance, my 350z has no cruise control. So if you're going to be doing like 45-minute commutes on the freeway every day, you might want to look into a 350z that has cruise control, just because it's going to be a lot, more enjoyable when you're cruising and stuff like that. But I mean, to be honest with you, I cruise down to car shows down in Orange County and stuff from Temecula, and it takes about an hour and a half to get there. I don't even think about the fact that there's no cruise control. Like maybe if you're used to having cruise control, it might be kind of annoying, but honestly, like without having cruise control, it's really been no issue. I really just don't even think about it at all. But it's something to think about if you're planning to get something like this. The last thing I wanted to talk about, just to kind of sum it all up, is the tires. So obviously, if you daily drive a car, your tires are going to go. And in a normal car, tires will last anywhere between 60 to 75,000 miles, or 4 to 5 years is on average. Right when I bought this car, I had to put new tires on it. The guy before me owned it, drove it 10,000 miles. He put new tires on it right when he bought it. So the tires lasted 10,000 miles for him. I had to put tires on it right when I bought it from him, and I've driven the car 14,000 miles, and I haven't had to change the tires just yet, but I'm getting really close. The camber is going to be a huge deal. Obviously, if you're going to be daily driving the car, you're going to be replacing tires probably once a year on average, just because the camber is going to eat the inside of your tire. If tires are, not a huge deal for you, obviously there's ways you can finance tires and stuff like that, or you can get cheaper tires. If you watch any of my previous videos, I advise 100% against cheap tires, just because, you can have all the safety gear necessary, but if your tires aren't going to keep you on the road, it really doesn't matter. Just something to think about. You're going to go through tires like a whole bunch, but honestly, in my opinion, it's totally worth it. This car is way more exciting than driving like before. Like my very first car ever was a Dodge Nitro. If you guys know anything about that car, it's basically a toaster. I'm so happy that I own a car like this versus a normal car. It just makes life so much more exciting. So anyways, those are basically the few things that I would think about if you're planning to daily drive a Nissan 350z. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any comments or you agree or you disagree, go ahead and drop them down below and leave a thumbs up if you liked it. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We just hit 1,000 subscribers and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.